Hi students, I welcome all of you for this special session on how to prepare for bank exams. Here in this session, more emphasis would be on recently released clerical notification by IBPS. It had released for 12,000 plus vacancies. But students, this class is not only useful for those vacancies, alright, or that examination, but it would be equally useful for all bank exams, including IBPS POs, clerks, specialist officers, even SBI PO, clerk and specialist officers, and LIC AAOs, assistants. For all such exams, this class is going to be useful for you. Try to get immense benefit out of that one. But before starting this one, students, before starting all these things, I would like to dispel some doubts which majority of the students are getting nowadays. We are getting hundreds of calls every day regarding the notifications. The students are asking, sir, is there any problem for the recruitment in future after the merger of nationalized banks? See students, there won't be considerable effect on the recruitment, because thousands of retirements are due till 2025. Even after merger of the banks also, vacancies will be as it is if you compare that one to the previous one. Even in worst case, if it is reduced also, that may be reduced a little only. No considerable effect will be there on the recruitment process. You please take it for granted. Alright. Now, previously, SBI had merged all its associate banks. What happened? Is there any reduction in the recruitment? No. Previously they used to give, SBI used to give 2000 plus PO vacancies, 7 to 8,500 clerical vacancies. Same number is continuing. Yes or no? So don't worry about the notifications. Your focus should be on your preparation only. Don't go for all such things. Alright. Now recently also IBPS had come out with 12,000 plus clerical vacancies. Then LIC notified for their assistants. Right. RBI grade B officer vacancies are out. Then Karur Vysya Bank also notified for some vacancies. This process is going to be continued. Don't worry about that one. I am reiterating that one. Right? Recruitment process is not going to be affected. You take it for granted from my side. Alright? Till 2025, at least till 2025. Even after that also, recruitment will be there. But maybe a little reduced, maybe 10 to 20% it may be reduced, but it's going to be continued because new branches are getting opened. Now, majority of Indians are not getting primary banking services. So, lot of branches have to be opened. The business is going to be increased. So, don't worry about that one. Now, coming to these vacancies, students, let's focus on this clerical vacancies. Alright, so recently, how many vacancies are there? 12,000 plus vacancies are there. What was so 12,075 they are saying, right? Anyway, take it as 12,000 plus. Now, how to start the preparation? I am going to focus more on how to prepare for these clerical exams and even for POs also. Anyway, I am going to take a separate session or exclusively for PO examination, because there is a little difference between clerical preparation and that of POs. Because at PO level they are asking questions in an in-depth way, and more tricky questions are coming. Anyway, students, we'll focus on that, but first let us focus on this. First thing, students, very important thing, every time I have been telling you the same thing. Don't count the vacancies, because you are fighting for one vacancy only. Some students are asking, sir, only 12,000 vacancies are there, and in my region only 400 vacancies are there, because clerical will be on the basis of states there. Alright, so in my state only 400 vacancies are there. Don't worry about that. Suppose in your state 400 vacancies are there, clerical vacancies. If anybody asks you, even I told you this point previously also, anybody asks you how many vacancies are there in your state, don't say that 400 vacancies. You must say that IBPS had notified for only 399 vacancies. Because the remaining one vacancy is yours. Remaining one vacancy is yours. This is reserved for you. There is no competition for this one, because anyway I am going to get this one. Yes sir. Then why do you worry about the number there? Only 300 vacancies, only 400 vacancies. Don't start your preparation with that attitude. You have to start your preparation confidently, students, I am telling you. Because when the beginning is good, ending will be in the same way. If you begin that one, if you start that one in a confusion way, ambiguity is there, finally it will be ending in the ambiguity only. I am telling you. Alright, so always remember this one. Go start with the confidence. Alright, and many students are asking from where I have to start the preparation. See students, I'll give you the clarity on that one. This is going to be useful for beginners, right? Beginners who are starting their preparation, or the students who have been preparing for the last 1.5 year and not getting success. And for those students who have been preparing for the last 1 year or 2 years or 3 years and narrowly missing that one with 0.25 marks, 0.75 marks, those who are missing that opportunity, for all the students this class is going to be very much beneficial, right? Try to utilize that one. The first question, students, for all types of students, I told you now, from where I have to start. Okay, answer for this question, students. You have to live up to the expectation of the examiner. Remember this one. What exactly the examiner is expecting from you by conducting this type of exams. The exam paper is prepared according to the job profile. What you are going to perform there. That type of quality they require from the candidates. If they feel that you fit for that one, right? Suppose bank exams you take, PO or clerk, you have to work in a pressure condition. Whether the student is going to take that much pressure or not, they are going to test you by conducting this type of exams or GDs or interviews. If they feel that you are fit for that one, they'll take you and they put you in their system. Yes or no? First of all, try to find out what is the expectation of the examiner. To find out the expectation of the examiner, always remember students, you should know the pattern of the exam. In which pattern they are giving the questions. How many stages are there? Generally in bank exams, preliminary exam will be there, then followed by mains, then followed by GD or interview or both at PO level. Alright. Whereas clerk level, now they are not conducting any GDs or interview, there is no interview, based on mains only they are going to prepare the selection list. Right? So now what they are asking in prelims, what is the pattern? All of you know this one, students. In preliminary examination, of course prelims, mains both are objective type only. In the preliminary examination they are going to test you on reasoning, quant and English. In reasoning they are giving 35 questions, right? Quant 35 and English 30 questions. And for these 35 questions they are allocating 35 marks, here 30 marks, and timing for that one is 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. You know this one. Alright. But still I am just giving you to know the pattern. Right. So here total 100 questions are there. 100 marks are allocated. You need to do it in 60 minutes. Now you tell me, students, with this pattern, mains, I'll come back to this. So mains also on the similar grounds, there will be like number of questions, then marks and timing is there. So what did you understand from this one? Here, the examiner is expecting two things from you. One is speed, other one is accuracy. Yes or no? Speed because you have to complete the questions in 60 minutes. Then accuracy because they are penalizing with 1/4 of the allocated mark as the negative marking. So negative marking is there. They are expecting accuracy from you. Speed because that is time bound test. So the first step here is you need speed and accuracy to crack this type of exams. Here many students are doing mistake. What is that one? From day one they are running blindly for the speed, students. Don't do that mistake, right? First you have to get accuracy. Remember, many times I told you in my YouTube videos, between speed and accuracy, don't go for speed. First try to get the accuracy. Whether you are a beginner or a student who are preparing for the last 1 or 2 years and not getting the selection, and the students who are missing this opportunity narrowly. For all types of students, try to get the accuracy first. If you get 100% accuracy, automatically you will get a speed. That will come to you, I am telling you. So your target is to get accuracy. What do you mean by accuracy, students? In competitive exams of this sort, you should get 100% accuracy. Pinpoint accuracy should be there. If you even if you get 99% of the accuracy also, that is not counted. You should get 100% accurate answer, except for some chapters like approximation and rounding off, where you can guess the answer with the 99 or 98% accuracy. But here, for other questions, you should get 100% accuracy. The difference between academic and competitive exams of this sort is this one only. In academic exams, you need not get 100% accuracy. Suppose one question carries 10 marks, a descriptive one, right? Generally in the academic studies, most of the questions we have to write in the descriptive way. One question carries 10 marks. Suppose if you have attempted that question up to 50%, you may get 30% marks or 40% or even 50%. There is a possibility. Alright, but coming to this competitive exams, if you write or if you correct the question, if you attempt the question up to 50%, you won't be given 30% marks or 40 or 50. You will be getting 0 mark for that one. That's the major difference between competitive and academic exams. In this competitive exams, you should be 100% accurate. Focus on that point, students. As I told you, many students are blindly going for the speed from day one. So don't focus on speed. First focus on accuracy. Automatically you will get the speed. This is the right beginning, I am telling you, students. How you begin that, in the same way it's going to be ended. Don't believe in any other thing other than yourself. Believe in yourself, right? Start from the basic level, right from the basics. I'll tell you how that is. Our target is to get accuracy. How would you get accuracy, students? To get accuracy, is there any shortcut for that one? There is no shortcut for that. Alright, to get the accuracy, you need to practice. Unconditional practice is required. Honestly, you have to practice. Hard working is required. If you practice well, you get the accuracy. But when can you practice confidently, students? Only when you know the concept. When you know the concept. How can you develop the concept? Only if you know the basics of that particular chapter. Now you got the clarity, right? It's a sequence, students. To get the accuracy or to get the speed, you need accuracy first. To get the accuracy, you need to practice well. Unconditional practice is required. When can you practice confidently? When you know the concept. Concept can be you can achieve or you can get the concept only based on the basics you know. Yes or no? Your preparation should start from here, students. Right? But when can you learn the basics? This is important because your preparation should be to the point. You should not prepare for all the topics. Yes or no? Right? That should be to the point. To learn the basics, first of all, you have to identify the syllabus for this examination. Right? So from where they are giving the questions. Based on that one, I will go in this sequence. Luckily, students, here for all bank exams or the exams of that sort, the syllabus is well defined. There is a scope for that syllabus. Right? There is a clear scope for that one, unlike any other competitive exams. Alright, so here the scope is in this way. Almost in all bank exams, right, or the exams of this sort, like insurance exams, okay, or some exams conducted by different state boards, everywhere, they are testing the students on 4 parts. One is reasoning, quantitative aptitude, English and general awareness. Generally in bank exams, they are going to test on these 4 subjects. Alright, of course, computer knowledge is a must. Computers, let's write that one also. Now got the clarity, students, right? Now, when the syllabus is this much clear, only 4 subjects are there. And that too, if you go by the subjects, subject-wise, in reasoning, hardly there are 22 to 25 chapters, I can say. Right? Maybe some subdivision is there. And in quantitative aptitude also the same thing, around 23 to 24 topics roughly you take. Right? English, 8 to 10 topics are there, that's all. Alright, coming to this general awareness and the first computers, you need to learn only the basics. Whereas for general awareness, 6-month current affairs are required, with more emphasis on finance, economy and banking related issues. Let's call it as banking awareness. That's enough. When the syllabus is this much clear, students, isn't it easier for us to prepare for this type of exams? Alright, so first of all, you should know subject wise if you go, right? You should know what are these 22 to 25 chapters, from where they are giving the questions, how much importance I have to give to the chapters. If you know that one clearly, easily you can crack this type of exams. One thing I'll tell you, students, I've been in this field for quite a long time, more than 22, 23 years I have been teaching these subjects. I've seen lakhs of students across the country. Alright, so in my experience, what I found, the students who work hard, that type of students only get success in this type of exams. How much brilliant you may be at your academic studies, that may not be possible to maintain the same thing in competitive exams without practice. Whatever the IQ level may be, practice is very much required, hard work is very much required. Practice in the right direction. How to practice that one? Right from the basic level. This is the basic thing, students, you have to learn before preparing for any competitive exam. We'll come back to this one. What about this reasoning, what are these chapters? How to crack that one, where you have to focus upon. I'll tell you everything very clearly. But before that one, let's go back to this current notification, students, right? So here also the same pattern, they have not changed anything when you compare that one to the previous year. The same prelims, mains followed by the merit list only. There is no interview for the clerical post. And whereas the important dates also you take, you know this one actually, that's the reason why I am not focusing on that one. Notification you have to read. 17th they have started the application process, and 9th of next month is the last date. And the preliminary exam is going to be conducted on 7th and 8th. If this is required, 14th and 21st of December. Then mains exam is going to be conducted on 19th of January, and a provisional allotment would be done by April 2020. Now this is September. By April you are going to get the appointment letter. How quick the process is there. Transparency is there, students. There is no scope for fraud in this, like these bank exams, almost for the last 10 years. Everything is made very strict. If you are really talented, you will get the job. That's it. That too, very quick, hardly 6-7 months you are going to get the appointment letter. Previously the situation was not like that. When you compare this one 10 or 12 years ago, it would take 1 year for one student to get the offer letter or to get the appointment letter after writing the examination. Now the things are changed, everything is online. Try to utilize this opportunity. Alright, and other things, students, many students are asking this question, particularly when it comes to POs. Suppose SBI PO is there. Lakhs of students apply for that one. Only 2000 vacancies are there generally. Then students are asking, sir, in 2000, only 2000 jobs are there. Lakhs of students are applying. Are we going to get the job? See, students, don't think in that way. I'll tell you what is the right attitude based on the statistics. See, students, for example, 8 to 10 lakh people, 8 to 10 lakh students have applied for one exam, SBI PO, let us take. Alright, see, trust me, I'm telling you, out of these 8 to 10 lakhs, only 50 to 60% of the students come to the examination. They just apply for that one for application sake. They are not your competitors. Don't get confused, right? Only 50 to 60% of the students come for the exam to take it. Alright, if you go on scrutinizing in this way, students, remember, focus on that, very important thing. Only 15 to 20,000 students are serious students. I wish all my students to come in this range only, 15 to 20. Now, for 2,000 posts, only this 15 to 20,000 people will fight. And other very important thing, students, these 15 to 20,000 students will definitely get job in one exam or the other exam, in 1 year or the other year. Within 3 years, maximum of 3 years, all these students are going to get success, provided they are not leaving the preparation in between. Many students are leaving the preparation in the middle. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. Success comes to you only after waiting. Patience is required for this type of exams. So for that reason, students, don't leave that one in middle of the preparation. Just try to get it like with your hard work. So only 15 to 20,000 are the serious students. Try to come in this group. Definitely you will get success. Now you got the clarity, right? So this is the attitude from where you have to start and how to go further. Keep one thing in your mind, students. What is the number of vacancies? That is immaterial for you, because in every notification, when you are going for your serious preparation, one vacancy is yours. That's it. Why do you need other vacancies? Number is not required for you. One vacancy is yours. Alright, now let us start in this way. Now this thing is very clear, right? Serious candidates are only 15 to 20, not 8 to 10 lakhs. These are not at all your competitors. Remember that one. Now, how to crack the reasoning paper, students? See, many students are not excelling in reasoning because the topics they are giving in reasoning are not being studied at your academic studies. To some extent, you must have studied your quantitative aptitude, arithmetic problems. English is okay, right? But reasoning is not there in any curriculum nowadays. Recently, they have started some logical questions in high school curriculum also. But generally, in-depth knowledge is not there for many students. For that reason only, students feel it difficult to crack reasoning paper. You do one thing, students. In reasoning can be divided into two parts. Okay, for all the competitive exams, this is going to be useful, right? Not only for clerical, but for POs and any other exam of this sort. Reasoning can be divided into two parts. One is non-verbal reasoning, other one is verbal reasoning. Okay, so non-verbal. Verbal means, what do you mean by verbal? With the help of words. Question is prepared with the help of words. Non-verbal, no words will be there. Only pictures or diagrams are there. But they are not giving questions from non-verbal reasoning almost for the last 8 to 9 years. Only in Staff Selection Commission exam they are asking. In UPSC exams, they are in CSAT exam, they are asking. We'll come back to that one separately. As far as bank exams are concerned, forget about this non-verbal. Again, in verbal reasoning, this is very important section. This can be divided into two parts, students. One is analytical or critical reasoning. Nowadays they are calling this one as high level reasoning. And other one is reasoning based on rules. Alright, this reasoning based on rules, some small chapters are there. Even you can prepare by yourself without any guidance. But for this one, students, for this one, right? Analytical, critical or high level reasoning, you must need expertise guidance. Only then you can save time in your preparation. Without coaching also, without guidance also, of course you can do after very, very hard work. You have to research on that one. When you are getting that concept from the people who have already researched that one, why to waste the time of 1 year, 2 years or 3 years? Just take the concept, practice well and get the accuracy, thereby speed. Then what type of chapters come under this part, analytical or critical reasoning? First we'll discuss this one, then after that we'll go for reasoning based on rules. See students, This also, high level reasoning can be divided again into two parts. In the first part, chapters like a puzzle test, very important one nowadays. Next one is seating arrangement. Okay. Third one is Syllogism, Syllogism, Syllogism. Next one is input and output, very important one. Next one is data sufficiency. Total 12 chapters are there in this one, right? I can divide that one into 6 and 6. Next one is decision making. Alright, coming to this part, the questions are from, this is called pure analytical section. Very interesting one, scoring one of course. And most of the people, most of the students track here only. If you understand that, that would be very easy to like go further. Now here, the chapter called assumptions, right? Next one is arguments. Next one is conclusions. Next one is courses of action. Next one is inferences. Next one is cause and the effect. These 12 chapters play a vital role in almost all competitive exams of banking in our country. Alright, so see students, nowadays, right, if you take clerical RPO, whatever it may be, in preliminary examination, suppose 100 questions are there. Out of these 100 questions, in pre-examination, from puzzle, seating arrangement and Syllogism, from these three chapters, they are giving more than 85% of the questions, right? Previously, they used to give only 5 questions here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 3 to 5 questions here. Overall here they used to give 12 to 15 questions. But nowadays many questions are there from puzzle and seating arrangement. Almost 80% of the questions are from these two chapters. So you should be thorough with these two chapters, whether it is clerical or PO, maybe prelims or mains. Even prelims and mains also, they are giving 80% of the questions from these two and 5% of course from this one, that is Syllogism. Now we got the clarity. But how to crack this one? How to crack it? I have seen many students in my teaching career. 90% of the students are afraid of this puzzle and seating arrangement because you have to put extra effort for that one to unravel a puzzle. Previously, 10 to 12 years or 13 years ago, students used to leave these questions as a choice. Because out of 100 questions, nobody can attempt 100 out of 100 in the stipulated time of 60 minutes. Now, previously that was not 60 minutes, right? There was no prelims, no mains, only one exam was there. Even at that time, they used to leave these questions. But now, there is no chance, no scope for leaving this one. You have to attempt it. Alright, see students. I have given in my course, most of you must be knowing this one. 4 years ago I have started my video classes online, pen drive and SD card mode. I focused on each and every topic from the basic level. If one student purchases our course, they are saying that, sir, we have given that one too. Means we told about your classes for hundreds of my friends. We won't get this type of classes, sir, from the basic level in our country. That too at that price. I'll explain you at the end of this video. But I focused only on the basics up to half of the syllabus, half of the videos. For example, puzzle test, seating arrangement, 2 topics are there. I've recorded almost 17 hour lessons for that one. Total 17 hours. Out of these 17 hours, I have dedicated 8 to 9 hours to understand the basic level questions. Because once you understand the basics of puzzle and seating arrangement, cracking any difficulty level is not at all a problem for you. Right? In puzzle, what will be there? They give some clues for you, some hints for you, broken information is given to you. Your job is to correlate one information with the other, thereby finding out what is hidden inside that one. You have to correlate one clue with the other. Try to find out the hidden information. With the help of that hidden information, you have to unravel the puzzle. Now they are giving mind-blowing puzzles in bank exams, whether it is IBPS or this one SBI. At clerical level, they are giving moderate level puzzles. But at PO level, that too mains, they are giving mind-blowing puzzles. Previously they used to give that type of puzzles in CAT examination, but now they are giving at par with that one. To solve that type of that much difficulty level questions, students, you should know the basics. I explained you very clearly, even in my some of my YouTube videos also I have explained that one. First you need to find out how many columns are required to solve the puzzle. Then just go by the elimination process by keeping negative information on the left, positive on the right. From left you have to come on to the right. You go by the elimination process, students. I am telling you, any puzzle can be solved within the stipulated time. Maximum time allotted for one puzzle is 3 to 4 minutes only. You can solve that one. Alright, now coming to this Shilloism. It also plays a vital role in prelims as well as mains. Generally they are giving 5 questions from this one nowadays also. Right? So to go for this one, 2 methods are very popular. One is using Venn diagrams method, other one is rules method. Both are good methods, students, provided you have to understand that from the basic level. I follow Venn diagrams method. I have created some rules almost 20-21 years ago when I was teaching at Delhi. Okay, the same rules we are using today with the help of Venn diagrams. The concept was so clear that our students say that out of 5 questions, sir, we are able to do 6 questions correctly. Out of 5, we are able to do 6 questions correctly. That much accuracy can be maintained with that method. I developed that one by like myself, after referring some books, of course. That method is even today, that is 100% foolproof. 200% accuracy you can get within the stipulated time. For that one, you need to go by one method called, first go for the basic diagram. If required, go for the alternate diagram. Still required, you go for either or case in complementary pair. Any question can be solved. Nowadays they are giving reverse Shilloism. Right? First they give some conclusions, followed you need to find out what would be the statements. Alright, generally statement followed by conclusion, but they are giving in the reverse way. Possibility cases they are giving. All things can be done with this method, basic, alternate, complementary pair. Right? Then go for input and output. See, this is also very important, particularly they give questions in the mains examination, not in prelims. Not in prelims, they are giving in mains, even for that one also. Students, it's very sad to see that many students who are preparing for this one are not approaching these questions properly. Even many faculty also, I shouldn't say that one. There are total 3 models in input and output. One is ending model, other one is unending model or continuous, next one is miscellaneous model. First of all, you need to find out under which model the question comes. Separate method for each model. You have to learn that one. Then you can increase the speed for input and output. Data sufficiency is also a fantastic topic. Basically, means generally they give questions from data sufficiency in mains examinations. Alright, 4 to 5 questions they are asking. In data sufficiency, they can ask the questions from any of the chapters, maybe coding, decoding, blood relations, sequence and ranking, seating arrangement, puzzle, anything can be used in reasoning section. Data sufficiency means first they ask one question followed by 2 or 3 statements. That is called information. You need to find out which statement is information given in which statement is or are sufficient to answer the question. They give different options, 5 options generally they give. Only 1 alone is sufficient or 2 alone is sufficient, either 1 or 2, neither 1 or 2, both are required to answer the question. And that means those options may be shuffled or changed. But to understand this data sufficiency, you need clear concepts, students, followed by practice. Decision making, nowadays they are not giving in the exams. They give some criteria. For applying for a job, some criteria they would be giving. Or admission in an institution, some criteria would be given. So you need to then separate cases. You need to find out which criteria are required for that student or the candidate. Anyway, they are not giving, but still I have discussed this topic in depth in my course. 3 sessions, 3 hours. 3 hours were there. Now, This is important, students. Then this one, puzzle seating arrangement, these chapters of course very important, very difficult. You need guidance for this one to crack. Practice is required. You can do this one with practice and proper guidance. But here, this is very important, students. Many students are getting confused here. I have dealt these topics in such a way that you never forget in your life, right? For example, assumption. Many students are afraid of this one. Actually, if you know the concept of these chapters, high level reasoning, particularly purely analytical section, you can do it very easily in the examination, and that too you need not write anything on the paper. To solve a puzzle, you need to write something on the paper, otherwise most of the cases you cannot unravel a puzzle. But to crack a question from assumptions chapter, no need to write anything on the paper. How they give? They give one statement followed by 2 or 3 assumptions. You need to find out which assumption is implicit in the statement, hidden in the statement. If you know the concept properly, by reading that one you can arrive at the right answer. Most of the students are not concentrating on this one. Particularly from these chapters you get questions in mains. Nowadays even clerical mains they are giving questions from assumption. RBI grade B officers, NABARD grade A officers, SBI PO, IBPS PO, everywhere you get questions from this chapter, assumptions. Actually, assumption is nothing but a hidden meaning of the statement. What is hide inside the statement? Alright, assumption, we have to take the assumption of the speaker who is giving the statement, visible or invisible speaker. What would have been thought by the speaker before giving the statement is called assumption. If you know that one, easily you can find out the assumption. But many students are giving their opinion there. After reading the statement, they are giving their opinion. Our opinions are not at all valid in high level reasoning or critical reasoning. Right? Assumptions, you shouldn't give your assumption. You have to take the assumption of the speaker. What would have been thought by the speaker before giving the statement? What is the hidden meaning of the statement? That's the reason why they give which assumption is implicit inside the statement. Most of the students do not know this one. That's the reason why I am telling you students, first learn the concept. It is useful for you for many exams if you know the concept of assumption. Got the idea, right? First learn that one. I have explained this concept in a very fantastic way. You can never forget that one in your life. Similarly, this conclusions. Remember students, conclusion. First, we assume something. Based on the assumption, we make a statement. From the statement, we draw a conclusion. So always conclusions are after the statement. Assumptions are before the statement. A thin line is there. Some students are getting confused between assumption and conclusion. Remember, conclusions are drawn from the statement by correlating the facts given in the statement. Assumptions are implicit in the statement. Shillism chapter is there. What is Shillism? Statement, conclusions. Coded inequalities chapter is there. What is that one? Statement, conclusions. You need to combine all the given statements on a common platform. From that one you need to go for the conclusions. Which conclusion can be drawn from the combination? That's it. Alright, I explained you in a very detailed way. Learn this one also. Then these arguments also. See students, arguments, they give one statement. Generally that statement is interrogative in nature. One question will be, should euthanasia means mercy killing, should euthanasia be legalized in India? The question, followed by argument 1, argument 2. One is yes argument, other one is no argument. You need to find out which argument is strong, which argument is weak. There you need to act as a judge. Your personal opinion is not at all valid. As a judge, how would you go? I have given many rules from that one. Just follow that one. How to check the strength of the argument. Yes, for this reason they give. No, for this reason. Only based on the reason you have to find out whether given argument is strong or weak, not by your personal opinion. Got the idea, right? And similarly, courses of action. Course of action means they give one problem, they discuss one problem, followed by suggested administrative steps. Right? First one, problem will be discussed, followed by suggested administrative steps. Course of action 1, course of action 2, or course of action 3. If you are an administrator, what would you do? Like, suppose if you are in that place, one problem is discussed, mayor is responsible for that one. If you are the mayor of that particular city, what would you do? That many options will be there. Like course of action 1 is applicable there, or 1 is right, or 2 is right, either 1 or 2 is right? Both are right, neither 1 or 2 is right. So you need to act as an administrator. They have given many rules and techniques for that one. Then followed by this inferences. Inference means they give one passage, followed by 4 or 5 inferences. You need to find out whether given inferences are true or false in the light of the passage. That too, whether given inference is definitely true or probably true, definitely false or probably false, or data inadequate. Alright, to crack this inferences chapter, you should be thorough with assumptions and conclusions. Easily you can crack this inferences chapter. Then cause and effect. Cause and effect means generally they give 2 events, right? In a sequence, you need to find out which event is cause and which is effect. 2 or 3 models are there in that one. Based on that, they give the options. Anyway, students, to crack this high-level reasoning, continuous practice is required after learning the concept in a proper way, right? So, to crack this section, you need a teacher for that. Rather than teacher, you need a guru for that one. Those who are giving that concept to you without any selfishness, without any commercial aspect. Alright, so a teacher should be non-commercial always. That's what I believe right from the beginning. With that attitude, if a teacher gives you this concept, cracking this one is not at all a big thing in the examination. Then coming to the other part, that is reasoning based on rules. Even without guidance also you can do this one to some extent. Like chapters like they give coding and decoding, right? Next one is directions. Next one is sequence and ranking. Then other one is inequalities, coded inequalities. Then followed by problems based on alphabets. This type of chapters are there, right? So cracking this coding, decoding. Nowadays in coding, decoding also they are giving many new pattern questions, students. Lengthy models they are giving even in clerical exam also. For that reason you have to focus on this. Generally in preliminary examination they are giving questions from coding, decoding around 2 to 3, and sometimes in mains also they are giving. And directions. Directions is very simple one, very simple. If you know all the 8 directions, right, easily you can crack that one. Directions also they are giving 2 questions, 2 to 3 questions, right? Sequence and ranking. Okay, next followed by coded inequalities till 2 years, till up to 2 years, right? They used to give 5 questions from this one in every preliminary examination. Now they have reduced that one to 3 to 5 questions you can expect from inequalities. It's very easy. Total 3 rules are there. If you know those 3 rules, easily you can crack that. Even that one also comes under statement and conclusions. In statements, they give some inequalities. Those are called statement inequality, right? Followed by conclusion inequalities. To go for this one, you have to combine all the given statements on a common platform. That will become combined inequality. From that you need to go for conclusion inequalities. There are 3 simple rules. If you learn those rules, cracking 3 or 5 out of 3 or 5, that's very easy for you. Then some problems based on alphabets. Alphabets, English alphabet based questions they give, right? Suppose one word will be given to you. How many such pairs of words are there in this word? which have as many letters between them as in English alphabet, or maybe based on numbers. Many questions are there. Alright, symbol, number, letter, sequence also they are giving. Symbol, number, letter, sequence. Then followed by very important chapter, relations, blood relations. Right. Nowadays they are combining this blood relation with the puzzle and the seating arrangement. They are combining the sequence with the puzzle and the seating arrangement. And in the last year I have observed they have combined directions also with puzzle and seating arrangement to create a puzzle. So if you are thorough with these chapters from the basic level, easily you can crack. Blood relations, all the questions, almost all the questions can be solved with the help of one technique by drawing a family chart. There should be some rules for that one. I have given some rules always from left to right, top to bottom, alright. So some rules I have given. If you follow those rules, any verbal data can be converted into a chart in blood relations. With the help of that chart, some puzzle questions can be cracked. If the puzzle is based on relations, they give A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, 8 persons are there. 8 are from 8 different cities. 8 like different fruits. And 8 are related to one another. Alright, so they are all from one joint family. Then they give the relations. To crack the puzzle, if you know how to draw the family chart, easily you can crack that one. If you do not know how to draw the family chart, then it would be really difficult to solve the puzzle. For that reason, students, always remember, from the basic level you need to learn. Suppose you are a student. Alright, you are a beginner, of course you have to start from this one only. A student who have been preparing for the last 1 or 2 years, but still not getting that one, missing narrowly. What would be the reason for that one? The major reason is that you are not getting accuracy in the examination. So to get the accuracy again, you need to brush up the basics. Yes or no? For that reason, without any hypocrisy, you have to again start from the basics. Just brush it up, brush it up. If you are a student who are there in the preparation for quite a long time, just brush up that one. Watch the videos I am telling you, students. I am giving you at a very reasonable price, right? That is, how can I say that one? Valuable material, valuable videos. All my expertise I have used to prepare the videos. I have taught reasoning, quantitative aptitude and English. I am the only person to teach on my website or in the course. No other faculty will be there. All the other faculty will help me in preparing the new questions, right? Or going for new models or for research. I have a faculty like a team of 11 members, right? They are on that job and I only teach all the subjects so that all the students can understand from the basics. In a very slow pace, I teach that one so that even a beginner can understand that one, right? At the end of this video, we will discuss. So this is something about reasoning, students, right? So at preliminary level, basically you get questions from puzzle, seating arrangement, Shillism, right? Next, directions, then blood relations, then sequence and ranking. Okay, sequence and ranking. Then next one is inequalities, coded inequalities, right? Sometimes they are giving some questions from this one also. What is that? Data sufficiency at preliminary level. And the remaining topics they are giving the questions on the mains. And most of the questions, even preliminary also, out of 35 questions, students, I can say 20 to maximum 25 questions you can expect from puzzle and seating arrangement. Let us take 20. 5 questions are from here. Remaining 10 questions you can expect from these chapters. Out of 10, 3 to 5 questions are again from coded inequalities. Then followed by one question here, 1 or 2 questions here. Then followed by this alphabet problems also. They are giving problems based on alphabet at a clerical level. So what you need to do, students, just list out all the chapters, 20 to 25, some sub chapters we can go for it. Even questions based on alphabets can be divided into 5 different chapters. right? But overall I am taking this one as one only. Alright, so first go through all the chapters, list out that one and focus on the basics. If you are thorough with all these chapters, from where the examiner is going to give the questions? Only from these chapters only? Then isn't it easier for you to crack that one? Easily you can go for that one. Before going for the quant section, students, let's have one more very important thing here. Many students ask me, sir, in the examination, what should be our strategy? How to crack this reasoning part in clerical examination, bank clerical examination? See students, the strategy, how to go for that one, that is completely depending upon the level of practice you had. Alright, I'll tell you how that is. See, generally in the preliminary examination from reasoning section, we have just discussed that one, but still I'll write one more time. See, you're going to get the chapters like puzzle test, you get questions. Okay, next one is seating arrangement, next one is Shilloism, next one is data sufficiency. On the other hand, you get questions from blood relations, then directions, then sequence and ranking. Okay, next one is coded inequalities, right? Coded inequalities. Next you get questions from problems based on alphabets. The other one is coding and decoding. Alright, see students, the marks just now we have discussed that one. Majority of the questions are from these three only, right? Generally you expect from these two 20 to 25. Let's take in the least case 20. Here 5 questions. Here some questions they are giving, maybe may not be. Alright, the rest of the questions 25, rest of 10 questions are from this one. Sometimes they give 10 to 12 questions from this one. Alright, so 1 or 2 questions may be less here or here. Sometimes they give some 2 to 3 questions from data sufficiency also. See students, the strategy I'll tell you in the examination for reasoning part, particularly for clerical exam. If your preparation was very good as far as puzzle and seating arrangement chapters are concerned, if you prepared thoroughly for that one, you reach at that stage, you are able to do any puzzle whatever it may be, right? If you prepare in that way, better to start with this section only. Alright, but to start with this section, you should have complete confidence, I'm telling you students. Otherwise what happens, you start with one puzzle. If that puzzle happens to be the most difficult question, then unnecessarily you lose your confidence in the examination. Alright, for that matter students, puzzle, I have given fantastic method for that one. You have to practice well. If you follow that method properly, you can do any question whatever it may be. And that too, every time what you need to do, suppose you're going to take this clerical exam, till the examination, every day, you have to practice at least one puzzle, one seating arrangement every day till the examination. You should be continuously in touch with that one. If you prepare in that way, start with this. Otherwise, the easiest way I'll give you, you start with this section students. Start with this one. You'll get some confidence, right? So these 10 to 12 questions, I'm telling you, maximum time you can take for that one is 9 minutes. Within 9 minutes you can do those questions if you properly learn the basics. Basics should be there, then go on practicing the questions. Because coded inequalities, sometimes they give 5 questions in the examination. If 5 questions are there, within 2 minutes you can do that one. I have given fantastic method for that. 3 rules I have given. If you follow those rules, you can do it. Directions is very simple. You get 1 question from this. Blood relations, sometimes they club with these 2, or else individually they give with puzzle this one family chart. You can do it very easily. Alright, then sequence and ranking is very simple, and coding decoding also. Nowadays they are giving high standard questions, but high standard questions you can expect in the mains examination, not in the prelims. So you start with this one. So 10 to 12 questions. Suppose 10 questions are there. No compromise students. 10 out of 10 should be correct. 100% accuracy should be maintained. Then your confidence will be boosted up. I am telling you. With that confidence, come back here. Among these three chapters, I suggest you to go for Shilhaism first. Suppose they have given 3 to 5 questions from this one. You follow my method, student. I'm telling you. So total 10 hours I have given there for the Shilhaism in my regular course. If you follow that one, 5 out of 5 will be correct. You can maintain 200% accuracy. Finish up this one, Shilhaism. Then go for puzzle and seating arrangement. See students, suppose they have given 4 questions, puzzle and seating arrangement together I talk. Alright. Out of these 4 questions, remember, one question will be high difficulty level, even if it is prelims also. Alright. And one question is dead easy question, dead easy puzzle will be there. And remaining 2 are a little moderate to advanced level questions will be there. You take it for granted. While choosing the puzzle also, you go for the easiest puzzle. But how to identify that one? I have given in my classes. By reading that one only, you have to analyze the question. What is the level of that puzzle? How many columns are required? If more parameters are there, you can categorize that one as the most difficult one. Sometimes even less parameter question also, finally the result is very difficult one. But generally, by seeing that one, you can easily identify. Little amount of practice is required for that one. Alright, so choose the easiest one. Then go one by one. You see the magic in the examination, students. You go with the confidence, utmost confidence should be there. Suppose while doing these questions, if you feel that 1 or 2 questions are wrong, don't get depressed. Don't get depressed because it's a psychological game in the examination to some extent. If you are depressed, then completely the exam will go. Alright, every effort will go in vain. So for that reason, keep up the deepest mental poise. One question is wrong, leave it. Then go for the other one. Don't hang on to that one. Suppose coding, decoding question is there. You are not getting the logic. Don't worry, leave that. Alright, don't hang on to that one. Unnecessarily don't waste your time. Anyway, I am going to take a separate session for completely this one. How to start reasoning, how to start quant, how to attempt English, how to be confident in the examination. I'll just explain you. But as of now, you take this one. This would be the right strategy. Now you go for the quantitative aptitude. Even quant also very important, students, right? See, before going for quant, one more thing is that sectional wise cutoff is there. You know that one, right? In each section you have to qualify separately. Even for this year also they have given in the same way. But don't worry, sectional wise cutoff in each section always, almost most of the cases, it will be less than 10 marks only. Don't worry, less than 10. But mere qualifying in section wise is not sufficient for you. You have to qualify in each and every section by securing minimum 10 marks. Then after that, overall cutoff should be there. So you have to get as many marks as possible. The maximum, to the maximum extent you have to try. Now you got it? Right. Now go for the quantitative aptitude section. Now listen very carefully, students. Next 10 minutes are very important for you as far as quant paper is concerned. See students, generally, I'm not talking particularly about this clerical exam. Generally, for this type of competitive exams, quantitative aptitude can be divided into 2 parts. Okay, so one is, quant can be divided into 2 parts. One is data interpretation. Nowadays, it's very important, students, right? For PO level, in the mains examination, completely they are giving questions based on DI only. Alright, next, keep it as DI, that's enough. Okay, then other part is problems based on arithmetic. Right? So now, in this one arithmetic part, again we can make it into 2 parts. Right? Problems based on numbers, one section. Right? The numbers means purely based on the numbers. Followed by remaining arithmetic problems. See students, I'll come back to this one, data interpretation. Right? Before that, let's go for the chapters. Generally, what are the chapters? Those come under this arithmetic part and based on the numbers. As far as bank exams are concerned, from this numbers, they are giving one chapter by name number series. You know that one. Next one is simplification and approximation questions. Oh. Whereas in this one, pure arithmetic part, they are giving questions based on percentages. Next, averages. You know this one, but still I am just repeating this one for you. Percentages, averages, ratio and proportion. Most important chapters these are. Alright. Next, followed by mixture and alligation. Okay. Next one is profit and loss. Profit and loss. You just take it as one set. Take it as one set, right? Now I'll write it there. Just continue here. Next, the sixth chapter is just going this way. Alright. Then the next chapter is time and work. Next one is time and distance. In this time and work, again, problems based on pipes and cistern. Cistern is nothing but tank. Okay. Pipes and cistern, then problems based on work and wages. Whereas in time and distance, general time and distance problems, then problems based on boats and streams, then problems based on trains. Take it as one set. Okay, this is one set. Then go for the next one is a partnership. Partnership. Next one is a problems based on ages. Take this one as one more set. Alright, next simple and compound interest. Take it as one set. Then followed by problems based on permutation and combination. Next one is probability. You take it as one set. Okay. Then followed by next one problems based on mensuration. Other one is this one. What is that? Problems based on elementary geometry also. This one question they have given last time from elementary geometry. These are the chapters, students. Right? From these chapters only, they are giving questions from, I am writing this one as 16th chapter, quantity 1 and quantity 2. This is based on these chapters only. Next one is data sufficiency. Okay. And finally, one chapter by name, I am writing here the 18th one, quadratic equations. Enough. This is the syllabus for you for entire bank exams. Includes IBPS, right? Clerk, PO, Specialist Officer. Then SBI Clerk, PO, Specialist Officer. RBI Grade B Officers. NABARD Grade A. RBI Assistants. NABARD Assistant. And some individual Manipal University courses are there for that one. Insurance companies, LIC, GIC, Oriental Insurance, New India Assurance, Officer Cadre and Clerical Cadre. For all the exams, this is the syllabus. Now got the clarity? Now come back to this clerical examination. In the clerical examination, generally how they give the questions. See students, I'll discuss this data interpretation now. But before that, from data interpretation in the prelims, generally they are giving 8 to 10 questions. 8 to 10. Alright, next, number series. Where is that one? I have not written. Number series, simplification and approximation. Okay. Definitely they are giving 5 questions from number series, 5 from simplification and approximation, then 5 questions from quadratic equations. How many questions are over? If you take this one as 10, this is 20, 25. And the remaining 10 questions are from these arithmetic chapters. Generally, this is the division for bank exams, the 2 clerical level exams, preliminary stage I am talking about. In the mains, of course, the same chapters, in the mains also, same chapters are there, and mains also even they are giving 10 questions, simplification and approximation, very less questions they are giving in the mains, number series they are maintaining the same thing, quadratic equations they are not giving in the mains, they are emphasizing the other chapters in the mains. That all depends upon the examination. If you are thorough with all these chapters, not only clerical, but you can attempt PO exam also very confidently. We cannot divide this is the syllabus for clerical, this is for PO. That's wrong method, students, I'm telling you, right? And that too, this is for prelims, this is for mains. To some extent we can guess over a period of time if you see the exam pattern. Alright, but we can't say. For that reason you should be thorough with all the chapters. Now students, in the examination, but before going further, before going for the examination strategy from where you have to start. Here, these chapters, what are the chapters? Percentages, averages, ratio proportion, mixture and delegation, simplification and approximation. If you thorough with this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 chapters, you can easily crack data interpretation questions. Because in data interpretation, two things are required, students. One is analyzing the question. You have to interpret the given data. The name itself is suggesting you data interpretation, right? First analyze that one. Read the question properly, read the graph properly or the table properly. Analysis is one part, simplification is other part. On the lighter side, generally in my classes I say like this, analysis officer job, simplification clerical job. You have to bring officer and clerk, both who are there inside you, you have to bring them out. Simultaneously you have to do officer as well as clerk. So analysis and simplification. Analysis comes to you by practice, students. You have to get yourself exposed to as many models as possible. As many patterns as possible, you will get the analysis. You have to go in the right approach. I have given you very clearly how many types of data interpretation questions are there, including data analysis and caselet type questions. Nowadays they are giving caselet questions even in clerical exams also. Generally in the mains exam they are giving. Alright, so here analyzation part is over. After analyzing that one, for simplification part, these 5 chapters play a vital role in the examination. So, to attempt the data interpretation properly, first you should be thorough with these things. I have given many lessons in our regular course, right? So, every time I am telling you I have given many lessons, it does not mean that you have to come and purchase that one. The thing is that my intention is that one. I want to help as many students as possible across the country. Now, do you know how many students are there in my institute who are taking online or pen drive or SD card? That's more than 12 to 13,000 students across the country. And every year, we are getting more than 2,700 to 3,000 selections every year invariably for the last 4 years. I want every student to be successful. In the beginning of the class, I told you the real competitors are 15 to 25,000. Wholeheartedly, I wish all of you students to come in that group only. Seriously, you have to prepare from the basic level. Anyway, first go with this one. So, percentages, averages, ratio, proportion, mixture and delegation. You please learn this one from the basic level. You start from what is percentage, I am telling you. Alright, because these are very important. I have given you one method by name unitary method, unique method, students, I am telling you. Unitary method, I have taken that one from the Vedic mathematics. In our Vedic mathematics, any problem you take, you have solution there. Only thing is that you have to understand that properly. From that one only, I have taken the unitary method, I explained in a proper way. Any chapter can be, most of the cases. Even in time and work, you can use unitary method. Time and distance, unitary method you can use. Partnership, ages, everywhere. Even here, simple compound interest also you can use the unitary method. Unitary method means you need not go and take anything as x. Algebra is not required. For any problem you can do in algebraic way and unitary method. But unitary method is the simplest one. So, I dealt with all these chapters in that way. Then followed by, for this time and work, time and distance, partnership, you please learn from the basic level. If you are thorough with these chapters, attempting this quantity 1 and quantity 2 is not a big issue. Then, of course, the data sufficiency questions. If you go through the last year paper, students, from quantity 1 and quantity 2, they have given 3 to 5 questions again. Sometimes they are giving 2 questions also from this one, right? Last year they have given, of course, 1 question only. That depends upon the exam. When they have introduced this quantity 1 and quantity 2 questions, first time they have given 5 questions. Generally, the new models are introduced by SBI. Then after that, IBPS takes that one forward. Anyway, students, right? So, thoroughly prepare for this one from the basic level, particularly data interpretation. I have given very clear idea from the basic level. You please go through that one in my regular course. I have given that one for a reasonable price. At the end of the class, I am going to discuss that one. Alright, now comes to the strategy. From where shall I start? See students, the same thing. If you are thorough with data interpretation questions, if your practice is good, every day you have to practice one puzzle test, one seating arrangement, one data interpretation till the examination. These 3 chapters require practice after learning the concept and the basics. The more you practice, the easier will be the examination. Alright, so for that reason, if you are thorough with DI, start with the DI. Or else, straight away you start with this simplification and approximation. Very easily you can bag these 5. I have given many classes on this one. I think more than 10 hours are dedicated for this. Then go for number series problems. Number series. Whether it is completion of the series, fill up the blank with the right number in the series, or missing number also. No, I'm sorry, not missing number. Missing number is nothing but keeping a blank there. Go for wrong number series. Whether it is a missing number or wrong number series, the strategy is same. Alright, I have given many techniques for that one. Simply 2 things are required there. You have to take the difference, or whether it is addition or multiplication series. You see that one, any question can be done from that. Alright, then once you finish off these 2, confidently, 10 out of 10 should be correct, or at least 8 out of 10 can be correct if you practice that one well. Then after that, after this one, then go for this quadratic equations. Simple one. In 2 minutes you can do all the 5 questions, quadratic equations. Alright, once quadratic equations is completed, then go for the miscellaneous questions based on these chapters. You can do easily. Alright, then you can attempt quantity 1 and quantity 2, because they give generally group questions. Alright, then after that you just attempt data interpretation. Because here also generally they give 2 data interpretation in your examination, clerical examination. Alright, if you focus well, you can do 10 out of 10 here, students. Then after that you can go for partnership and ages problems, because these are also very simple. If time allows, you can go for the rest of the questions. Anyway, I am going to take a separate session, as I told you, a chapter wise. I will go chapter wise, one chapter after other chapter. What type of questions? Suppose quantity 1, quantity 2. How many types of questions can be there? What's the pattern of that one? I am going to give you the clear picture in any other session, because here this is only for the overall idea how to attempt the examination. Bank exams with more emphasis on clerical cadre exams. This is about the quantitative aptitude. Alright, then English section. English section are also very important, students, because previously English section was only qualifying section. But now for the last 8 years, 8 to I think 10 years, they made it compulsory, and the marks which you get in English are also going to be counted for the merit list in preliminary examination. Of course, you must be knowing that when students for clerical level examination, there is no interview. The marks which you get in mains examination are going to be considered for the merit list. The preliminary examination is only screening examination for mains. They screen the students from prelims to mains. In the mains examination, the marks which you are going to get in mains are going to be considered for the merit list. In mains also, same chapter, students, same strategy, everything is same. Only thing is that mains examination questions are little higher than this one. Means as far as difficulty level is concerned, they give more difficulty level questions. Go for the English section, and I am going to give you first the chapters. Many students are facing trouble here in English section. I tell you, students, English, this can be divided into 2 parts. how we have divided reasoning and quanta. So that is problems based on vocabulary, one thing. Other one is problems based on grammar. Alright. As far as these bank exams are concerned, you have to focus on both equally. Okay. Now students, before going for what are the chapters generally they give the questions from, we discuss in this way to develop your English skills, general English or competitive exam oriented English. It is better to read a newspaper every day, students. You just make it as a habit. Previously also I told you and I have been telling you that one, if the Hindu paper is available in your area, you just patronize that. Every day you have to read the Hindu newspaper because the words they use, right, that is rich vocabulary they are using there. Alright, in most of the competitive exams, in competition environment, they are giving words from Hindu paper only. We cannot say that that is directly from Hindu paper. Good words, rich vocabulary they are using for competitive exams, generally we can find that one in Hindu paper. Not only Hindu paper, you can go for Economic Times also, Indian Express also, or Times of India also. But Hindu is rich vocabulary they are using. For that reason, I am suggesting you that one. This is not only useful for you for English, but for general awareness also. And reasoning, critical reasoning section also, assumptions, arguments, conclusions. For that type of questions, if you have a regular reading practice, you are a good reader, you can easily analyze those questions. For English, directly it is useful for you for almost all the sections there. For that reason, make it as a habit. And every day you try to learn 5 new words, students. Actually from high school level only you have to do that one. 5 to 8 new words and try to apply that one. In your own language, write some own sentences there. Alright, with that one what happens, you will be knowing the application part. That will be very much useful for you for sentence correction, phrase replacement, error detection, close test, para jumble, reading comprehension, everywhere this is going to be useful for you. Alright, now come to the chapters. Generally, what are the chapters? Both vocabulary and grammar together we take. Basically, they give questions from major chapters I am telling you, students. One is reading comprehension. Alright. Next one is a close test. Very important one. Third one is spotting errors or error detection. Alright, error detection. Okay. Next one is fill in the blanks. Fill up the blanks. Next one, very important one I am taking, right? One is reading comprehension, close test, error detection, fill in the blanks, then phrase replacement. Let us take this one. Okay, replacement. Replacement or sentence improvement. Sentence improvement you take as other chapter. Generally, phrase replacement. Next one is para-jumbled. Para-jumbled or rearrangement of sentences, RES and right. Alright, next problems based on vocabulary. Next one we will take it as miscellaneous problems. Okay, these are the main topics, students, but it can be divided into many subtopics. For example, you take fill in the blanks. They have divided that one into single fillers and double fillers. Close test, they have introduced 2 new models now. Instead of giving only one paragraph where some blanks are there, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options would be there. You need to find out the appropriate word in the blanks. Now they have changed the model. 2 or 3 new models also they have introduced. Whatever the model may be, if you know the basic of close test, easily you can do that one. For that reason only, learn from the basic level. Then you take, this is replacement, phrase replacement also. They have made many things there, like sentence improvement, phrase replacement. Then they have introduced one more model, that is match the following. One set on the left side, one set on the right side. You need to match that one. Many models, students, many models are there, but these chapters are most important basic chapters for you. To go for this reading comprehension, generally they give 5 to 10 questions from reading comprehension, 5 from cloze test, right? Error detection 3 to 5, fill in the blanks again 2 to 3. Alright, then replacement questions maybe 2 to 3, parajumble generally they give 5 questions and 5 to 8 marks from vocabulary section. See students, to go for all these things, that regular practice of course is required. Anyway, to go for reading comprehension, again the same thing, analysis is required for you, right? To go for the cloze test, you need to have the spontaneity. And one good development in English section, students, they are giving 50% of the questions based on the logic also, not only based on the hold on English language, but many questions are based on logic also. If you think logically, you can easily attempt this section. Anyway, many students are asking separate session for English students. For that reason, just take these are the basic chapters. You know, reading comprehension, one paragraph will be given to you. Based on the paragraph, many types of questions can be asked. Even they can ask synonyms and antonyms also based on the paragraph. And coming to this cloze test, one paragraph will be given to you, small paragraph, blanks will be there like in the middle. You need to substitute a word there, not substitute exactly, you need to fill up that blank with the appropriate word from the given options. The number is going to be your answer. Alright, next one is error detection or spotting errors. You need to find out in which part of the sentence the mistake is there. That part is going to be your answer. Error detection, 5 to 6 new models are introduced by examiner nowadays. But all the things are depends upon the basics of error detection, how to find it out. In my course, I have discussed many methods for error detection. Reading comprehension, different ways. Then cloze test also. Cloze test also. Then fill up the blanks. That is single fillers a little easier. When they give double fillers, little logic you have to use. Logically you can do very easily. The next one is replacement, phrase replacement. Your vocabulary should be there because which phrase we have to use appropriately at which place. That's also very important. Next, parajumbled or rearrangement of sentences. Sometimes it plays a vital role in the examination because if you attempt this one confidently, 5 out of 5 can be correct. 5 out of 5 can be correct because one sentence is related to the other one. General model is, basic model is, they give 5 sentences A, B, C, D, E, sometimes 6 sentences up to F. They are from a meaningful passage and all the sentences are fragmented there and jumbled there. Alright, you need to read the sentences properly and try to arrange them in an order to make a meaningful passage. Alright, for that one little logic is also required. Which sentence should come first, followed by which one, you need to go with some logic. I explained you many like rules for this one, you can follow those rules. And vocabulary anyway, many types are there. We will have a separate session for English. But overall students, overall out of 30 questions, I am telling you, if you practice well, you can do 25 questions correct from English section. I am telling you, confidently you can do 25 questions and it's going to play a vital role in your preliminary examination. So focus on that one. We'll have separate session for English because many models are there, new models are there. I'll take one session exclusively for English, don't worry. Okay, now come back to the preparation here again. I told you students, you should start from the basic level only. I am giving you the best course, right? I am not rating this one. The students who have joined the course, they have rated this one as, sir, this is the best one so far we have witnessed. Many students, more than 12 to 13,000 students are undergoing seriously from across the country. See students, I'm giving the course in online mode, okay, then pen drive mode. Next one is SD card mode, which is convenient for you. You go for this one. And some students are getting confused here. What is this online mode? Online means there will not be any live classes, students, because bringing all 10,000 or 12,000, 13,000 students at a time, that's a difficult task. That is one thing. And second thing is that in live class, suppose at a time 10,000 students, 12,000 students are there. How can I clarify that one? So they go on giving comments on the right side. I won't find any faculty, won't find time to read that one at all, right? That is not at all the right way giving live. All the classes are recorded from the basic level students, right? With all my expertise. For example, you take Shilloism in reasoning. I have recorded total 10 classes. On a 10-hour lessons are there. Every student gives the feedback that, sir, while watching the video, we feel as if we are sitting in the class only. One feedback they give. We never felt that we are watching a recorded video. We feel as if we are sitting in the classroom. The second thing is that whenever we get a doubt, sir, in one sentence we get a doubt. So in the next sentence, in the next words, whatever you teach, the doubt is cleared. This is the feedback I got from the students, and this is what I expect exactly the same thing from the students. Because if the faculty is having sufficient experience, adequate experience, students, I am telling you, no live class is required. No need to go and sit in a class where like 100 students are there, 200. I used to teach outside. Almost for 20 years I taught at different places in our country. One thing was paining me. When I take a class in Hyderabad, for example, right, there used to be 600 students in my class. I could see only 3 or 4 rows in front of me. They used to keep the TV screens there, and even then I had a small dissatisfaction, students. For that reason only, I started these video classes almost 4 years ago. See, when I started that one, we started with only 5 or 10 students across the country. Now gradually it is developed and all the students like the way we give the concept to them, particularly from the basic level. Same thing, students, you also please utilize this opportunity from the basic level. Suppose reasoning you are starting. Alright, 22 to 23 or 24 chapters are there if you divide that one further subdivision. Alright, so on every chapter you should get complete hold. Only then you are able to do advanced level questions. For that reason only I divided like basic, right, moderate, advanced and very advanced questions. Advanced and very advanced you can get in mains examination of PMOS. Up to basic, moderate and a little advanced you can get in clerical level exams. For that reason only I never commercialized that one. I never kept for clerk one course, PO one course, for other thing one course. It's not like that, right? For all the things the course is combined. Because by and large the chapters are same for every examination. That is one of the best things for us. Alright, so anyway students, now the courses are like this. Online means you should have internet connectivity to watch the videos or access the study material. Pen drive means we give all the content in the pen drive, and SD card all the content into SD card. So online can be watched, right? Online course can be accessed otherwise in your laptops, desktops, tabs or mobiles, but internet connectivity must be there. Whereas pen drive, this is only pen drive is only possible for or only accessible in laptops and desktops, where internet connectivity is not required. Whereas SD card, you should have a mobile for that one. You have the mobile but you don't have proper internet connectivity, you go for this SD card course. For all these things expiry will be there, students. Like we are giving the course in the duration of 3 months, right? 3-month course. Don't say 3 months course, right? Anyway, 3 months, then 6, 12, then 18 and 24 months. For all these courses, syllabus is same. Number of videos is same. E-books are same. We give videos, e-books, chapter wise test and finally mock test. Alright, in a systematic way you have to go for. So for all the things, syllabus is same, everything will be same. Number of videos, e-books, mock test, chapter wise test, everything is same. Only thing is that the duration is only for 3 months. Here also duration is for 6 months. This is 12-month duration. The duration is 6 months. 12-month, 12 you have to say, you shouldn't say 6 months course. You should say 6-month course. What's the duration of your course means you may say 6 months. What is your course means? 6-month course. You have to say in that way. Anyway, in English I have already discussed that one, right? So if you are a student who have been preparing for that one for the last 1 or 2 years and not getting the job and missing that one narrowly, for that type of students, 3-month course is suitable. Remember that, right? A fresher don't go for 3-month course. You cannot complete anything or you cannot cover anything there, right? For freshers, 12-month course is ideal for you. Alright, suppose you are in the final year of your graduation, you go for this 18-month course. Suppose you are in your second year of graduation, wants to make something in your life, just go for 24-month course. By the time you finish your graduation, you're going to get the job. I'm giving you the assurance. Alright, for those students, these 6-month and 3-month course, these two are suitable for those students who are already in the preparation, already taken coaching somewhere outside, are preparing by yourself and missing that one narrowly. You take this one. You just take this one and see the magic, students, I'm telling you. Alright, brush up from the basic level and see why you won't get the job. I call this one as a mission, students, right? Writing an examination, take it as a mission. I'll work hard with you, right? Just come and join there and try to prove yourself. Because money you can get later, but you won't get time again. The time which you lose now, you can never get again. Many people must have told you that one, but experience it, you will understand that. Alright, coming to the fee structure, students, I've been emphasizing on this one right from the beginning of the video. I kept the rock bottom price because that should be available to every student across the country. Alright, for 3-month course, I'm talking about online, rest of the things you can verify in the website. For this one, 3-month course online, I've kept 2,600, that's it. That's it. In 2,600, you get more than 330 videos from the basic level, then 6,000 pages of study material, chapter-wise test, and finally 260 plus mock tests are there. Alright, if you are able to cover that one in 3 months, go for that, just pay 2,600. For 6 months, 6-month course, we are charging 3,600, that's it. Next one is 4,600. Okay, then 5,200, 5,900 I think up for the 24-month course. See, students, how we have kept that one. Some students are asking, sir, if I join 3 months first, is there any possibility of renewing further? Of course, yes. And one more thing I'm telling you, students, our institute is not a commercial institute. Suppose you join for 6-month course. Alright, then after 10-15 days, you will understand the value of this course. If you want to convert that one to 12-month course, simply you need to pay the difference amount, that's it. If you pay 1,000 rupees, it should be converted to 12-month course. But you have to intimate us at least, or maximum, not at least, maximum 1 month. Within 1 month of purchasing the course, you should intimate the admin department to convert that one to 12 months. They will take care of that. Suppose 3 months to 12 months or 3 months to 18 months, whatever it may be, you just pay the remaining amount. In the other way, we are giving the installment facility here. But students, choose the right thing, I'm telling you, because this is your life. Alright, get it from the expert faculty always, so that you will not waste any time in your preparation. Unnecessarily don't be misguided. I am not saying that somebody is misguiding you, but many students are unknowingly they are getting problems. For that reason only, I suggest you to go for this course. You will be immensely beneficial. The next thing is how to join the course. See, students, first what you need to do, visit our website. So that is www.chakravartisir.com. On the front page itself, sign up form is there. Just sign up there, create a trial account for you by giving your name, mobile number, mail ID, and create a password and confirm that. You will be getting one OTP on your mobile number. Give that, you will have a trial account. In the trial account, you can watch 3 full-length videos free of cost. You will be understanding the methodology by watching those videos. In reasoning, I kept full-length video for puzzle test, Quant, I think mixture and delegation, and in English prepositions lesson, right? Full length lessons are there. By watching that lessons, you can rate this course. Alright, just go for that one. Then after that, you just make the payment online only by choosing pay your fee option. Alright, then choose any one of these courses. Many options are there, total 27 options are there. Just go for that one, search for that because pen drive mode is there, SD card mode is there, online plus pen drive, online plus SD card, many options are there. Just go for that one which you feel suitable for you, go for that. Alright, or you can directly send a mail to chakravartisir@gmail.com also for any clarification you need further. Anyway students, finally what I would like to tell you, you just choose the right course because to crack these competitive exams nowadays, training is a must. Without coaching you cannot go for that one. Cannot go in the sense, of course you can do, but that takes ample of time. Why to waste the time? When everything is readily available from the expert people, then you use that one, that's it. Alright, just go for that and try to get success at the earliest. Thank you very much students.